was going to be.
Hello, it's a pleasure to be with you for my TBC Live broadcast. My name is Stephen Tyrone Cuffey, and it's a pleasure to always be with you for another live broadcast representing the Billion Coin, we refer to as TBC. This is my 394th live broadcast, and I'm just about six away from 400 live broadcasts, which is a great achievement, I'm sure. I'd like to thank my loved one, my lovely wife, Merlene, for being here, for always supporting me. Thank you so much, dear, for always being here and watching me from your office. I know that I don't have my two little ones there because they're out at this NFL draft, the last final day, you know, and along with family and friends, and they're having a ball from what I'm hearing. But I want to also thank the people, other people, because I know, sweetheart, I know you're in my live chat because I saw you just a while ago here, and so thank you so much, Nobel, and all the wonderful brothers and sisters in TBC and the country of the Philippines. I'd like to thank everyone from my brothers and sisters that's here watching me from Bangladesh. And see, folks, these people are getting up early in the morning to see me. It's very, very late over in other parts of the world. So I want to thank all the people who's watching me, whether it's the early morning, late night, evening, whatever time period you are locally in your location, and you're watching me for this live broadcast. I really, really appreciate it. Okay? That shows you your devotion and wanting to learn. Okay? Thank you so much. All right? Okay, folks. The first thing we're going to do is go to our blog. And where do you find the blog? You find the blog at blog.thebillioncoin.info. I'm going to say that again. You find every source about TBC in the blog, TBC blog, at blog.thebillioncoin.info. So let's go there now. Okay. Okay. And this one here, it says TBC Trade Fair was a huge success. And this doesn't really surprise me. You know why I say that, folks? Because I know how much the people in Nigeria are really pushing for merchants as far as the TBC whole experience and their products. And our TBC sister out in Victoria's Flourish, this is her broadcast talking about the trade fair and how successful it was. There was people selling products for 100% to half TBC and half Naira, which is their currency in Nigeria. And I'm telling you, it was a great success. Okay. And this thing, oh, wow. It's the first time I ever seen this one. Oh my goodness, look at this. This is a fish merchant. And this is Jocelyn of the Philippines. And this is a fish merchant. This is the first time I ever seen a fish merchant. This is wonderful. This is in the Philippines, folks. Okay? Y'all all need to watch this video, okay? I tell you, there are so many merchants coming about in the country of the Philippines, folks, because they're actually, I know Jocelyn, she has her own, actually her own store that she sells some of her products 100% TBC and some part TBC and part pesos. Okay, but that's what their currency is called, pesos in the Philippines. I learned all the things about the Philippines because my Filipino wife, Merlene, that you see in the chat. Okay. And this says the people have embraced the mission to end poverty. And I could not agree more. Now, this is Mizanor. He's actually lives in Germany, but he's of the Bangladesh community. But these some other, this is Tara, who is down at the bottom here. She represents, she speaks in Hindi, and she's the Sinbun host for in India. That's one of the Sinbun hosts of India. Another Sinbun host of India is is Pritam Kumar. This person here down the bottom, I can't call his name, but he is also a Sinbun host. I'm not sure if it's in India or it's in Bangladesh, but I know he's a Sinbun host. I see actually 3 Sinbun hosts right here in this broadcast, which was done. It was 126 live broadcast done by looked like it could have been. I'm not sure which one of it was live broadcast. I have to watch it, but it was done by one of the people in India. They're really pushing to end poverty. See, all across the world, they see the mission, they see the vision. Okay, just like I do, and many people do. Gratitude towards TB leaders is appreciated. Now, this is one of the female broadcasters in Bangladesh, and they're going over different parts. And I see one of my my actually broadcast. I think that's showing on the actually on the blog right as they're talking about it right here. Another she's going over the blog. That's what's happening here. Okay. And this one says the 100 monkey effect and TB. Wow, that's interesting. This is our day 30 training of MBA training other TBC in different parts of Africa. He's doing a wonderful job, folks. Right? A lot of people are doing a wonderful job. And I'm sure that this is probably Darren Haywood's. It says it's a tight race in the finish line in the big contest. And I'll click on this, but I believe it's Darren Haywood. Let me see if I see him. I know it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Yep. Yeah, Mr. Darren Haywood. Okay, I'm just going through each broadcast, and I'm sure he displayed what's in our Kringle Cash back office, the Bitcoin contest that ends on Monday. Okay. All right. All right. All right. This is all I'm gonna go on for this. This is dated for today, folks. One thing that I'm going to talk about today is something that we hardly ever. I'm gonna come out of this so y'all can see me. It's one thing that I'm going to talk about today that just a little bit with you all that I know y'all, everyone on earth can identify with this. Okay, not just in TBC, but everyone on earth. And it's something that we really don't ever really talk about enough in the Billion Coin. I hardly see no broadcasters talking about this particular area of concern. And the reason, it's 2 reasons that made me talk about this today. I had a video call with Mr. Simone out of his Bangladesh community. He lives in Italy. He called me on Facebook Messenger this morning. We had a nice conversation, Mr. Simone, and actually he's here, actually in the chat room. And he asked how my mother was doing. And I was telling him that she's been a little weak, and my sister and I are doing the best we can because, my mother happened to be 93 years old, in case people don't know it. But she happens to be in her right mind. But she's been weak since she's come out of the hospital, so we're building her up slowly. It's a very slow process of that person of that age. And I thought about that person about a little over a year ago that actually passed away, died. And she was a TBCN out of South Africa. And it was an all of a sudden type of thing. She had a problem with her heart. And that really hurt a lot of people when she died. Now, folks, what I'm talking about here is that we talk about a lot of things in the Billion Coin, but it's one thing on earth that for every human that should come first. other than our awesome God first, I should say that. But second is what? Again, with the H. And I'm sure everyone knows what it begins with the letter H. Health. Yes, health. As TBCians, we have to start paying more close attention to our health. Okay? I guess you probably say, why do all these broadcasts, and I'm approaching 400 broadcasts, but I never seem to get sick? Oh, I have my days, folks. Early this year, I had a little cold, about a little sinus infection, lasted for 4 days. I caught it from my sister. And I had a little thing with a condition I had where I was feeling dizzy by the early part of March. And I had to go get tested at the hospital and everything. Of course, my wonderful Merlene was right there by my side, always there, right there. But let me say this to you, folks. If we don't start paying closer attention to the food that we eat, that we intake into our bodies, and we're not drinking more water, you know, there are all kinds of beverages around the world, all kinds of flavors, but not all of them are good for you. Now, I'm not a big soda, soda, SODA. I'm not a big soda. They used to call it pop back in the day. But I'm not a big soda drinker myself. I know that my Merlin and our family, they drink a lot of water. Please drink so much water. Cleanse your body, folks. Because you'll find out you may live longer. Because see, not unless we are healthy, how can we think properly? How can we walk properly? How can we get out of bed properly? High blood pressure could be a very dangerous thing. And I had a high pressure event at stroke level in the early part of March and didn't even know it until I took it myself, because I was wondering why I was feeling so dizzy. But I changed my diet. I immediately took some things out of my diet that I knew I was doing too much of. I immediately took it out. Then cut back. See, I'm not like most people. If I know something is hurting me physiologically, I just go what they call, like somebody that's like a person that's on drugs and they go cold turkey. They just wipe it out completely and go through all the withdrawals. Of course, I'm not going to have any withdrawals of things, sodium or sugar and things like that. You got to reduce it or take it out totally. You will see your blood pressure drop to normal levels so fast. If everything else, because that's usually when something is going wrong in your bodies. That's one of the first things, and I know Merlin can tell you because she's a registered nurse and the top administrator in the nurse division of her hospital. And she could tell you one of the first things that started going haywire is your blood pressure. Some of you, every TBCN, and I don't know whether you have these in your country or not, but you need to begin those electronic ones. You can order them online and take your own blood pressure. Most people don't even own these, but we have one here. My sister owns one. You got the ones that can wear around your wrist. You got the actual ones that can wear around your arm. The ones around your arm are probably better. But I'm telling you, folks, you simply got to pay a close attention to your health as TBCians in the Billion Coin. Because we can't go forward. Because guess what, folks? Whether you realize it or not, there's a lot of unhealthy TBCians, and there are even more unhealthy people in poverty. You know why they're unhealthy, right? Because they don't have the medicines. They don't have they're not eating properly. They're not sleeping properly. They're getting bitten by mosquitoes and other bugs. These people don't have air conditioning. They don't have to worry about heat too much because they stay warm in some of those climates, like parts of Africa. But there are some people also poverty in colder areas. So why would I think about this, folks? Why would I bring up the issue of health as TBCians. Why would I do that? You know why? Because it's extremely important to every human being. That's the reason why. There's no facet, nothing in our lives can move forward if our health is not properly normal. We can't be what we need to be as great thinkers. We can't take action in TBC like properly and follow all the steps properly if we're aching inside or we're in pain inside. I hardly have any pains, folks. I haven't even had, listen, and I'm not bragging here, but I haven't even had a headache since 2010. Now I retired from my career in January of 2011. I'm done with corporate, what we call in the United States corporate America. What we're doing, we're building multiple streams of income, and TBC is one main string. But I'm not concerned. For me, and Marlene, we're not concerned about how much money we make in TBC. That's not even honest. That's not even important to us. What's more important is what the Billion Coin can do for people in poverty. But if not, let she and myself and all the people in our family, do you think we could send people over there to feed the hungry of people in poverty and clothe some of them? Some of these people never had any type of shot, any type of vaccination, and nothing at all. And I'm talking about children now. Some people immune systems are low, so they're more susceptible to catching certain viruses and diseases and things of that type. And Lord knows cancer is really bad. I praise God that I don't have that in my body and that my mother and my sister, because I've already lost two siblings that had cancer. My oldest brother and my oldest sister, both gone. I bring this up, and I thank Mr. Simone for the conversation, because that's the first thing he asked me about. And I thanked him. You just gave me the great idea of what I need to talk about in TBC today. And that's about our health as TBCians. We got to pay closer attention to our health. I think of another TBCian, Juzanne Paco out of New Zealand. You know, she hadn't seen her in quite a while doing broadcasts because she's battling a serious illness. I'm not permitted to get her illness out there, but she's battling a serious illness. She has to put that number one. Her health has got to be number one right now in her life, because here on earth, that is. And I know she's fighting to stay alive, because you can't do nothing, TBC, nothing here on earth if you're not healthy. So I'm crying out to the whole TBC community. Let us be more cognizant. Let us recognize our health more than we do. Let's pay more attention to our health, because it's surely health before wealth. You know that, right? We got to be healthy TBCians. Did we talk about everything under the sun and the Billion Coin, and rightfully so? But you can't get other people involved in TBC if you're not healthy, can you? Because you're not thinking about other people when you're in pain. Oh, you're thinking about how you feel, right? And a lot of medicines out there, they're not meant to heal you. They're meant to you to make you feel better, take some of the pain away, if not all. in some cases. So I bring this up to make people think, for TBCNs to think about what the subject matter today. How is your health? How's your personal health doing? And if you haven't checked it, or your blood pressure or nothing like that in a long time, I highly recommend that you do. Highly recommend that you do. Because maybe that's another reason why the energy level for some TBCNs, they're not participants. They're not taking action. They're not maybe complaining about anything, but they're just not feeling well. But they don't want people to know they're not feeling well. What I'm saying to you folks, don't wait until you start feeling something really bad in your body to get it checked. Take good care of your bodies, because this is the only body you have. This is the only one that God made happen and brought on this earth. Take care of the one body you have so you can be the strongest willed, the more positive thinking person in the Billion Coin, folks. Please do that. That is all I had to talk about today, folks, is your health and the Billion Coin. Because realizing that things are going to be, in my life, going to be positive financially, more better than ever been in my life in the next, the last 6 months of this year on into 2020. But none of that matters if my health is not properly and normal. Nothing matters. My health has to come before any wealth. Because I don't know about you. If you know something already positive financially for you, where it's going to happen, and all of a sudden, you know your health is on the ball, you can enjoy all the fruits of this earth like God wants us to do before we leave here. I want to travel. I want to go some places I've never been. And I have been a lot of places on this earth in my younger years. But there's some places I want to go. And I don't want all to be lavish and all good and clean and everything. I want to see some people in poverty. I want to talk to them. I want to let them know that it's some hope with a new movement that we have called, a new concept we call the Billion Coin. We refer to as TBC. See, a lot of people in poverty never even heard of it. And it's us as members to let them know what it is and also what it isn't. And if they become a part of it, what their role would be in it. So think about this thing that I'm actually talking to you about today, folks. Ask yourself, how is your health as TBCNs? I thought I would bring this up today because it's something we hardly ever talk about. We may just mention it and then we go to other things. But we never spend a whole broadcast talking about healthy TBCNs. So I thought I would take the lead and say, let's talk about this today. Okay? Thank you, Darren, for coming in. I saw you coming in, brother. Everyone needs to be at Darren's live broadcast. He'll be coming up in a few hours. Anyone got any questions about anything? Thank you all for coming to my live broadcast. I appreciate it. I see you, Musa. I see everybody, all my brothers and sisters from Philippines and also Bangladesh. Thank you all for being here today. We have to support each other broadcast. I believe Halima, she had a broadcast today. Jocelyn did her first broadcast, I believe, today. They're becoming broadcasters. And folks, let me give you a little cue before I end this broadcast. When you're doing your broadcast, remember, just think about you talking to yourself, because that's all you see. You don't see other people. You don't see a few people in the chat, but you know people will see it later that's not there. I could have 1,000 people in my broadcast if I could have it. It wouldn't matter to me. I'm going to still do it the same way. Remember, just speak from your heart and your mind. Block out anything else, what any people may say about you. You're not here for to let anyone like you. You're here for to carry out a mission to end poverty, right? Isn't that our mission? Our goal is to get to what? 1 billion members, right? Try to have your TBC last at least, they recommend a half-an-hour block. I know it's kind of hard, but you got to figure out a way to make it longer. Okay, not longer as in long, but at least half an hour slot. But if you do 15, 20 minutes, 18 minutes, they'll give you credit. And if you do your first one, I'm sure you'll get credit. But you got to record your YouTube URL and broadcast to get your 1 million cookies. And you also need to put it in a testimonial page so admin will see it and post it in the blog. So all TBCNs, all Nuba TBCNs, try to make your broadcast last a little longer. Okay? I know that you probably feel like you don't have things to say, but you know one thing? It may be good if you jot some things, start jotting some things on some keys, some points to talk about just on a piece of paper. And you have it in front of you, you can just look down slightly. Look down at once and you'll know, oh, this is what I need to talk about. Because I used to do that when I used to start a broadcast. That's how I became a greater broadcast. I used to write things, some subject things to talk about or to say. Now, I rarely do that now because it's so much easier. Because I'm an experienced broadcaster. But it wasn't that easy for me in the beginning. I'm just not a person talking among crowds. It wouldn't hurt me because if you speak from your mind and your heart, people will see that how great you are. Don't worry about it. Take a deep breath. You know, if you're getting a little nervous, remember you're not talking to an audience. The audience may see it later, but you're only talking to a very small group of people. Okay. All right, folks. Thank you so much for being in this live broadcast. And just remember, like I always said, like I've said in this broadcast, let us be healthy TBCNs. Because if we're not healthy TBCNs, we can't carry out our mission. We can't build this to 1 billion members. Okay? We can do this only if we're really healthy and we're good thinkers and good producers and good builders, right? Okay? Thank you all for being here, and I will be back again tomorrow for another live broadcast. Now, let me say this again. Let me retract that. Let me retract that. It is a very good chance that I will not be doing a broadcast tomorrow. Let me go back because I have to do some work tomorrow. Oh, my daughter's home for her. So I may not be doing a broadcast tomorrow. If I do one, it will be later. I can tell you that. If I do a broadcast tomorrow, it will be later in the evening, which means some of you will not be able to see it because y'all be asleep, of course. If I decide to do one, it will not be at 3 o'clock tomorrow. I can tell you that now. It will not be 3 o'clock. So make note of that, everyone that's here watching me today. I will not be doing a broadcast at 3 o'clock because I won't be here. But if I do one, I will make it a later time and I'll let you know. If I decide I'm not going to do one, I'm going to also let you know. But keep in mind one thing on Monday. We have what? Send button meetings. But before the send button meeting, what do I have? A broadcasters meeting. And I like all broadcasters that can understand English to be present. Okay, got people that's out there. You got to stop missing these broadcast meetings. If you're a broadcaster, you're missing things that can help you in your broadcast. Okay. All right. Okay, folks. Thank you so much. Thank you, all the people in my chat area. Thank you, dear, for being here, and I'll be talking to you very soon. And thank you all for being this live broadcast. This is Stephen Tyrone Cuffey for my 394th live broadcast. Signing out. Peace, everybody.